everybody, and here we are from the Heal in Place Energy School. Welcome to another episode of Live Reiki Meditation. And tonight we are going to talk about don't let negativity eat away at your life.
Yes.
And I believe right now that is a very pertinent subject because there's a lot of pissed off people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, Robin and I are going to switch it up. You know how we do the meditation a little bit later on. So Robin is going to begin with a grounded meditation to get you into your body.
Exactly. So first off, I want to say thank you to everyone who listens to us on a weekly basis, whether you listen.
Oh, I'm amazed and I'm very grateful.
Or whether you listen after, or who knows when you're listening, but we do get some views. So I want to say thank you so much for checking us out. And we started this show about a year ago, and we're going to talk about a little bit about that later. But thank you. So I'm feeling grateful that Helen and I have this time together because we don't get to see each other as much since the pandemic started. So this is our time together. So thanks for spending time with us. So everyone, wherever you are, however you're seated, whether you're sitting in a chair, lying down on a couch or a recliner, or in bed, or maybe you're on a yoga mat, just notice the weight of your body. And begin to notice your inhales and your exhales. Feel the temperature of the air flowing in and out of your nose and around your body. And gently close your eyes. Get as comfortable as possible. It's okay to adjust your position during meditation if you get uncomfortable. Relax your eye muscles. Relax your forehead. Relax your neck. And taking a nice deep inhale in and out. Again, another nice deep inhale in and out. And begin to breathe nice and slowly through your nose. Remember, meditation is to be present in the moment and to try to ground your body, your mind, and your spirit. So let's connect with the energy of Mother Earth by noticing the weight of our feet. Just notice your feet, whether they're on the floor or whether they're resting on a cushion. Just pay attention to your feet. Gravity connects us to Mother Earth. It's an invisible energy. We know it's there. We can't see it, but it connects us to everything that is. And just take a nice deep breath in and out. Again, another nice deep breath in and out. Now continue breathing nice and slowly, nice and normally through your nose. Remember, it's okay to have thoughts coming in during meditation. When this happens, just bring your attention back to your breathing, noticing the rise and fall of your chest. Noticing the temperature around your body and being present with that thought, paying attention in that moment. Sometimes during meditation, when you're breathing nice and slowly, nice and normally, you may feel the desire to take in a nice deep inhale and exhale. And that's perfectly okay if you need to do that. Growth happens one day at a time. A meditation practice happens one day at a time. Notice the temperature of the air in your hands. Just allow your hands to rest and relax. Notice how your hands are placed. Are they on your lap with your palms facing up? Or are they lying by your side with your palms facing down? Just notice how they're naturally resting. Sometimes during meditation, you're instructed to rest your hands on your lap with your palms facing up. And if you can do that, do that. But if not, be as comfortable as you can. Allow your hands to be safely by your side or on your lap. And taking a nice deep inhale in and out. Now notice the crown of your head. Bring your attention to the energy and the temperature of the air around the crown of your head. I want you to visualize the beautiful golden white light orb above the crown of your head. It's just floating there, connecting you with the universe above and the energy that is you. We all have this beautiful energy around us and within us. It's always with us. Just taking another nice deep inhale in and out. Again, another nice deep inhale in and out. Relax your shoulders. Now imagine this beautiful light that is always with you, surrounding you and within you, is sparkling with positive energy. And just relax your shoulders into the visualization, being surrounded by this positive energy. This positive energy is you. It's always with you. It's always available to you. And just feel the weight of your body as you ground yourself with Mother Earth below, the energy of the universe above, the energy that is around you and within you. And just allow your eyes to relax. Notice your breathing. Slowly begin to wiggle your toes and relax your feet, noticing the energy you brought into your feet just by wiggling your toes. Now move your ankles, move your feet a little bit, just adjust them, becoming aware of your body. And adjust your seat, yourself in your seat, or if you're lying down, just move your back, your shoulders, notice your spine. Feel the energy coming back into your body. Wiggle your fingers. And notice the temperature of your fingers, the air surrounding the body. Notice the temperature. And now just adjust your neck a little bit. Just move your head a little. Noticing how your body feels. Taking a nice deep inhale in and out. And slowly open your eyes and stretch your arms and come back to the room. And notice how you're feeling.
Yeah. I think that was really nice to do a meditation in the front end. So this way you could learn better if you're in a relaxed state of mind. I hope everybody likes the meditation up front. Give us a thumbs up or an expression. Let us know. So we figured we'd change it up a bit because, today's talk is about, I guess in a way, it's gratitude. Instead of letting negativity eat away at us, and really talk about what we're grateful for. And you know, as Robin Kala says, she loves it.
Thank
You know, I have this, as I was writing my newsletter that I send out every other week, you know, for those people who want to get on to my newsletter list. I should say our newsletter list, because I'm making Robin write more now. Let us know. You could, you know, private message your email to us and I'll get you a newsletter. Anyways, you know, I think about how much negativity we have survived this past year, and yet here we are. We have survived, and there's a lot of us who unfortunately passed away. And
unfortunately, yeah.
yeah, fortunately, and one of the things that Rob and I started to talk about, what did we learn this year? There's obviously a lesson that that we should be observing. So let me ask you this, Robin. What did you learn this year?
I
Besides,
feel I've had a lot more personal growth in many aspects of my life. I've learned a lot more patience with my family, with everyone being home and working from home, and having to take a lot more deep breaths as I walk into my kitchen. And just letting things, I think we were talking about this earlier. I've decided I'm not a fan of the term let it go anymore. Like, let it go. That just doesn't sit with me well anymore. So I've decided that dusting it off just, feels better to me as a term, because, with all the negativity that has been surrounding everyone this year, finding grace and patience with feeling negativity, or feeling annoyed and unhappy or sad, and being okay with not being okay, and allowing yourself to acknowledge your discomfort with your anger, your sadness, whatever is affecting you, and just acknowledging it and paying attention to it and finding out, why am I feeling this way? And a lot of people have a lot of really good reasons for feeling angry, pissed, sad, unhappy. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I mean, everyone has the right to have those feelings.
yeah, they do.
And to express them. And I think in our society, a lot of people try to shut it down, like, oh, be happy, be grateful. And yes, you can be grateful and be unhappy at the same time.
You can. I mean, one of the key things that I learned about this year is flexibility.
Yes.
Instead of complaining, like, I would love to get on the airplane and go somewhere. Rob and I both like to travel.
Yes, we do.
And we enjoy seeing things. But you know what? Again, flexibility. Go and we'll do it. This is one of the reasons why Rob and I began doing these weekly talks, is to really help uplift people's spirits so they don't get into the dumps. Because we could easily make this a bitch session, but that's not what this is about, right?
Yes, that's not what this is about. And it's more fun to find the positive.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
more fun to find the blessings. It's more fun to be grateful. And so finding all of those wonderful silver linings and blessings in our tough times is, you can turn it into this fun thing. Like, find a reason. Like, today was a beautiful sunshiny day, and just find something to uplift your spirits. And it sounds so easy to do. It's not easy to do. I'm not trying to,
No, and you're not. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who have lost their jobs and their homes, and they're trying to make ends meet.
Yeah, there's so many people that are suffering financially. So many people that are finding themselves with food insecurity for the first time. I mean, people have been out of work for a really long time, and the economy is starting to come back. Things are happening, but it has been difficult. So reaching out to your friends, your family, your neighbors, your community, finding those safety nets can be.
Yeah, and they're there.
They're there. Yeah, getting out of your own way to find them can be difficult, but they can be found. Call
yeah, definitely.
local city government town hall. There's so many nonprofits and so many volunteers and so many wonderful people out there doing amazing work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the sad stories that I've heard, I was talking to a reflexology colleague, and she was telling me how many reflexologists, first of all, there's not that many certified reflexologists.
Yeah, there's not.
And what does it mean to be certified? As of today, the foot reflexology certification comprises of 300 hours of training, which comprises not only hands-on work, but there's anatomy and physiology, observation, clinical work. And I was really sad to hear many of my colleagues have gone out of business. So, we are affected just like anyone else. In fact, someone like Robin and me, we're the last one people will think about, but yet we are probably the most needed at this time to help people to de-stress, which is really key. Yes. And yet people are under what I call survival mode.
Yes, and some people are barely surviving. I mean,
I know.
They really are. And, things like meditation, alternative health, holistic health treatments like reflexology, massage,
anything, or even.
I mean, there's so much that's out there that so many people don't even tap into. Acupuncture. I mean, there's so much that people need to be doing for themselves. I think a lot of people are going back to those visits, but again, people, that's not covered by health insurance. So sometimes if you can't afford it because of what's happening in the economy right now, you're not taking care of yourself. So,
this is why I think it's really important to stay in touch with family, friends, and especially the elderly if they're living alone.
Yeah.
There's lots of things we could do that does not cost money.
Exactly. Think about the poor elderly in your community, everyone, who they're not in an assisted living. They're not in a nice, residential community that's a retirement community. So if they're living at home by themselves in a house, in a town, they're not seeing anybody. They're not going to the grocery store. They're getting things delivered, hopefully. I mean, although I do see some people at the grocery store when I've been out, and I worry about them when they're out and about too, because you see them, like, you see someone who maybe looks like they're in their 90s and they're pushing a grocery cart, and you worry, like, why are they here? They should be, it's not safe. And how isolating it is for them, right? Because they probably haven't seen anybody. They haven't been doing anything. They can't go to a movie. They can't, and so reach out to your community and find out if you can help a senior.
Yeah, because I think there's many things one could do to override negativity. I know for one, I'm one of those people, if I get into a slump, I'm looking for things to do that going to take me out of my comfort zone. So I spend a lot of time, if I know for me to be productive will counteract my negativity, because you don't have time to think about the crap in your head if you're busy.
Exactly. And it's a vicious cycle. So once you get on that thought that's negative, or that feeling that's negative, and you get down in the dumps and you start listening to sad music or whatever is going on in your life, it is so easy to stay there. You need to put on a disco song, dance around go out and walk around the block, call a friend. And the other thing too is stay away from the negative people in your life, right? Like we all have somebody who tends to always look on the negative side of things, right? So maybe stay away from them or distance yourself a little bit. If you're living,
TV, oh my gosh, watching, the television or reading the news. Well, people used to read the newspaper. That to me is probably one of the worst. If you're not sad or angry at the end of whatever you're watching, then something is wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. So watch the feel good shows, watch,
And
even if you watch an old Disney movie, get out, find something.
because these things are not avoidance.
Yes, they're not. It's
So you could call it a distraction, but you're still very aware of what is going on. But you don't have to live the negativity on a cellular level.
Yes, I agree. And finding those little pieces of positivity in your life, in getting out of your own way. It's a skill.
Yes, it is.
It's a practice.
It's a mindful practice.
It's a mindfulness practice. It's not something that, we're always accustomed to doing. And if you're stuck in that negative feeling for 2 days, you need to reach out for help. I feel like,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
especially right now, maybe in the past you might have a bad week. You're just, you're annoyed with your boss or whatever's going on in your life. And, but right now, with everything that's going on in the world and having been isolated and everyone having so many changes in their work schedules and their working ways, don't stay there for more than 2 days without reaching out for help. We all, there's so many services, free services too, right, Helen? I mean, there's probably,
it's just,
yeah.
I wish I had like a list of things that people could do. Like one of the things that I've done just as a community service, as people are waiting to get their COVID vaccination. Unfortunately, there's not that many, even though they're putting out like 2 million vaccinations a day, but it's only reaching a small amount of people because they just can't move things fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've done in the meantime, I've developed a it's not really a mini hand reflexology course to support your immune system while waiting for the COVID vaccination, because you could do things to be proactive.
Show me what you would do on your hand, say, to increase your immune system. What do you do?
Well, there's a whole bunch of things, because you gotta work your stomach. You also got to work your spine. Your spine has 22 sets of nerve endings. Mm-hmm. You have to do your GI tract. You got to do your lungs. So this is what I've covered on the course. I mean, I wish I could do a more thorough one, because usually I'm writing on my hand.
Right.
My course. So let me tell you what the course is comprised of. It's a step-by-step vital hand reflexology points on the hands. You could do on yourself and on your loved ones. Mm-hmm. I have a hand reflexology chart. I also have a recipe for immune building elderberry syrup. And what I've decided for the month of March, as people buy courses off the Healing Place Energy School, I am going to be donating 15% of the proceeds to Feed in America, because there's a lot of us that just a food challenge, and also to the Soup Man. And what the Soup Man is helping homeless veterans. As if people who've been following me for all these years, I have this pay it forward monthly contribution that I make from the sales of my books and my YouTube channel. I just donated to help even more people in need, because I'm very grateful. I'm comfortable. So to me, it's like, all right.
You pay it forward. Pay it forward.
That's all it is pay it forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's important. It's being, it's counting your blessings and then passing it on, Pass
it on. Because one thing what people don't understand about energy work, in order for you to attract energy to you, you've got to be able to, all energy does is circular. It goes around like a boomerang.
Yes.
So whatever you put out there is going to come back to you.
Absolutely. So be mindful of what you're putting out there, everyone.
Yeah, be mindful. And generosity could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, time, expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going to be boastful here. It's like what Robin and I are doing every single week, because we just want to build a community and and lighten up everybody.
Exactly. And to teach people and to help people understand that they have these skills that they can help themselves with, and to learn more about holistic healing and alternative treatments, and to meditate,
Yeah,
which
you
is
know,
a buzzword. Everybody knows that that's a buzzword these days, but it
yeah,
does work.
yeah. Anyone, if feel free, if you have something that you would like to share, put it on here. I wrote my little thing about my school. Yeah, my course that I was talking about.
That sounds amazing.
Thankfully, I write these things down so I can remember what to say. So my little course is $15, and it's yours forever. You can
Great
refer to
price.
it until whatever. And again, and I think I've always am a believer. Everything that I make, I'll pay it forward to other people.
Yeah, and you've always done that since I've known you. You've always done that. Um, I think that's a great price point too. And I really notice, I mean, I've watched some of your videos on YouTube on different hand reflexology points. And also I've watched your, the toes. Sometimes I'm pressing on my own toes to get things moving, but I've worked on my hands from just on some of your little tips. But this course sounds amazing because it would definitely go more in depth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I think if people feel proactive,
Mm-hmm.
they won't feel helpless and lonely.
Exactly.
At least that's the way I do it. As soon as I feel like I'm frustrated or I'm dwelling negativity, I'm like, okay, we're gonna shift the energy like a tornado.
Yes, and it's so nice to notice when you practice, when this growth happens, and you're practicing this technique of trying to trying to be in a more positive place. It's so amazing when you do find you snap out of your negativity so much quicker. The more you practice, the more
Exactly.
you practice.
But it doesn't mean that you won't fall into negativity. It
Right.
will make you more aware of it when you do, and you have the power to do something about it.
Exactly. And just that awareness alone is growth. So, and don't beat yourself up if you're having a bad day. It happens. But be paying attention to the fact that that you're having a bad day. When people are running around with their, like in these crazy moods, and they're not even aware that they're there. That's where,
That's when it's become sad, and then you become the victim of yourself.
yes, and you get into that victimhood. Yes.
Oh yeah, and then you go, I wonder why, and then all of a sudden everybody is listening to you, and you're wondering why they're scattering.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I've witnessed that with people, and sometimes they can stay in that pattern for years, and that's so heartbreaking.
Well, when they're stuck for years, that tells me, when they're working with me, that they have chosen to be stuck.
Yes, some people enjoy being there. Absolutely.
Yeah, they enjoy being there because they know how people are going to treat them.
Yes.
Think of it. Mm-hmm. So by empowering yourself to grow, that's the challenge. That's the really challenging component of growth.
Yes. Yes. And like, one of my big tips is saying your blessings, like saying small blessings daily. So I have little rituals, and I know Helen has little rituals. Like if I'm driving down the road and I see like a beautiful bird, sitting at a red light, and I look over and I'm like, oh, a bluebird, or whatever, a bird, and I'll be like, oh, isn't that beautiful? Thank you, God, for allowing me to see that beautiful part of this world, this beautiful bird. Or if I see a beautiful tree, or if it's raining and it's cold outside and I'm running through a parking lot, I'll say, oh, thank you, God, for letting me experience this crazy weather. You just have to find a way to say a blessing for nature, for whatever it is, for your blueberry muffin you're getting to eat, like saying thank you and being grateful. It really helps you get into a practice of positivity, which helps you stay out of that negative mode. And when you do get in a bad mood, which is always going to happen at some point, you're able to jump back because you have that practice of being grateful. So you're pissed off one moment, and then you turn around and you're like, oh, wow, look at that beautiful cloud.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me see that beautiful cloud. And boom, all of a sudden you're appreciating something beautiful. And
Yeah.
it helps smooth over those bad moods or those bad places that you get yourself into.
Yeah. I would say it probably took me 10 years of conscious practice to break out of that.
Absolutely. It took me a long time too. It was a process. It takes time.
Mm-hmm. And the most important thing when you are learning these types of skills, and that's what it is a skill. Because I think the way most of us are raised is we are taught, we dwell more on the negativity than we do the things that uplift us. And it's also very generational. The way you feel, it's more time is an expression of your own family, your heritage.
You inherit those feelings. You inherit those behaviors. Yes.
And I think about one of the effort that I have made, because I grew up and my mom was, I would say she's depression. She has depression and she has a lot of obsessiveness. And I see, it's so funny. I see the traits in all of us, my brothers and sisters. We have some variations of her mental health, but we've also learned how to overcome, manage. That's the right word.
Manage.
The craziness.
Yes.
So that's the thing that I want you to take away tonight. You actually have choices.
Yes. You have the power.
Exactly. And once you recognize that power, that's something Rob and I talked about the last couple of weeks. You could expand that power to be anything you choose.
And you can have fun while you're recognizing this newfound gratefulness or this newfound positive attitude, and say a blessing for that. Like, be grateful for acknowledging that part of your life too. I don't think people give themselves enough credit for when they are having a good day, when they are being positive, when they are giving, when they're being a blessing to someone else or being a blessing to themselves. I don't think they actually acknowledge that for themselves.
No, they don't, because the reason why is we're so used to giving that, like, somebody acknowledged to me yesterday. They said, well, they acknowledged my healing capabilities. And I had to think about that for a minute and say, oh, this is a compliment. I should be saying thank you. But because we take so much for granted, see, that's the problem. We don't look beyond what I call the surface. And then all of a sudden, things slip away from us without our awareness.
Yes, so saying thank you when someone gives you a compliment, whether you agree with it or not, like.
Yes, exactly.
Just say thank you and make it a practice to say thank you. And that took me, that's a practice, is learning to say thank you when someone gives you a compliment.
Well, and with women are the worst. You give them a compliment and they try to counter the thank you by telling you something negative about themselves.
Yes, exactly.
And I go, why do women do that?
So many women do that. And I have been guilty of doing that too, but it took practice to be like, oh, thank you. And just leave it at that.
Yes. And take it in.
Yes.
As we're breathing energy, breathe it in. So your soul will believe what you just heard.
Yes, because a lot of us have a lot of negative programming from how we were raised or how we learned things about what we think we should be doing or shouldn't be doing. So there's a lot of negative programming that we do need to
override.
Yes, you need to click it away. like.
Well, we should. We're about to end. I was hoping that I could think of another subject to talk about for next week. There's so much. I mean, empowerment is always my kick butt topic. But I'm going to think of something to share with you next week, which I think is a really good tip on how to grow your spirit. But
That would be great because you have an amazing course on that at the Energy School and growing.
Well, let's do that. Let's talk about
growing
how to grow your spirit, your inner spirit.
Yes, and recognizing your spirit, and which is such an amazing gift that we all have.
We all have it. So let's do this. Let's end. I'm going to do the end if you don't mind, Robin, because you did the top front. Let's do 3 cleansing breaths. So any of the words that we have talked about today resonate with you, I want you to take 3 cleansing breaths where you're going to breathe in positive energy. And then as you exhale out through your mouth, anything that does not serve you, get rid of the negativity, get rid of the labels, get rid of your stupid thoughts. All right. So we'll do 3 cleansing breaths. Here we go. We're going to breathe into the nose and out through the mouth. Again, breathe into the nose and out through the mouth. Really push, 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 push. And breathe in again. And out through the mouth.
That was great.
So check out the box, check out the course, and you could private message and get on my newsletter list. Robin and I write some really pretty good articles. And oh yes, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't shared, if you haven't followed, subscribe, follow, share, and let's grow a big, huge community.
Yes, and reach out if you have any questions.
Reach out. So this is Helen Chinlu from the Healing Place Energy School. And Robin
Bornstein. Thank you.
Thank you. And we will see you next week. Be well, be safe. Bye-bye.